no fear be known. In such a land that time has grown, he'll never break.
Welcome to another episode of the Mr. Wrestling Podcast. I'm so sorry about that. For some reason, on my intro, when I do Stardom reviews and stuff, for Stardom and everything, I use my Wado Tai theme song as the intro for that all the time. I don't know, it was being weird, but we are here. We are live. I don't know if I have any viewers. It don't matter anyways. So I do apologize for the mess up, but please hit the like button. Comment down below. Do the thing, the thing that everybody does, subscribe and all that stuff. YouTube.com/@MrWrestlingPodcast. Follow Trevor Pulse on Twitter, all that good stuff. If you guys are new to the channel, I normally do, I started doing live streams because I don't know, just want to try it out. I'm looking at my thing here. I probably shouldn't be. Camera's not up here. It's right here. Listen. I've had issues with my audio. It's not my microphone. I was trying to get my media player to play my intro. I don't know what happened. It's here. But we're going to talk about this amazing show called Stardom Dream Queendom. The good, the bad, and the downright ugly. First, I do want to talk about, we had the year-end awards on Friday night. Congratulations to all the people who won the awards here. We are going to have 2024 matches that didn't make the list because it was already expired. Are going to be on the 2025 list, that being Okada and Ospreay from World's End, and shows from this matches from this show tonight as well. So I will talk about World's End on sometime next week, maybe Tuesday. No, I might actually no, I won't be able to do it Tuesday because Tuesday is New Year's Eve. So most likely Wednesday is when I'm going to be able to do this stuff. My good friend Jason Ingram is out there. He's up there in Japan having a good time. I saw him on the sprint. If you didn't know, you were able to catch him on the Stardom show last night. He was in the front row, right behind, near the commentary table. He was right behind, sorry if I hit my microphone there. He was right behind the lovely Ami Sourei, who is almost close to returning there. So Yeah, so we had some things here happen on the show. We had a full card of 10 matches. 3 on the pre-show. One was actually sort of a pre-show match, but not really. I was like kind of surprised by the match order here. So my premonition did not happen last night, which was the whole Mama Watanabe thing. But what happened in her match, when we get to it, I think will play a part. I think it's kind of we're getting there. It's happening at some point, and I'll explain why when we get to that, and then when we get to the main event of the show, where we saw every title change hands. The Gods, the World, and the Wonder titles all changed hands. Yes, I did see Fukuo Double Crazy won the Oz Academy Tag Team titles. Congratulations to them. I didn't think they were going to. But I'm sort of surprised they actually pulled the trigger on that, which I think is very interesting. But I don't have any Jason Ingram here tonight with me to help me out. So he's out there having fun. I believe he's at a Oz Academy show. I think I could be wrong on that one. Not entirely sure. Would have to find that out. But Stardom just tweeted something. What did they tweet here? Oh, so big news tomorrow. Last night's Stardom show, the Dream Queen was the largest attendance in Ryogoku Sumo Hall. 4,023 people in attendance, and you can hear. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Apparently, Ricky Stark showed up at the Defy, and he's gonna face Kenta in the near future, which I think is pretty cool. So I just seen that pop up on my feed here, but yeah, good attendance for Dream Queendom, man. It's very interesting because if you take last year's Dream Queendom, which was main evented by Maika and Suzuki, only 300. So this is quite. It's actually very much up. 1,000 more people. Let's see. Let's do some calculations here. Let me do this here. Let's bring up my calculator here. 423. Let me bring up my calculator here. And we got that and minus 3. So 98. So it's 960 more people went to Dream Queendom last night, which I think is awesome. And I hope it continues. But again, I will not be reviewing New Year Dream. That I will talk about that with Jason, hopefully, in sometime next week. I'll see if he's up to doing that and talk about, because I would love to hear his feedback on his first time in Japan. I asked him how it was his first true, authentic Stardom appearance. Or not appearance, but experience. And he said it was fantastic. It was worth the front row seat, 100%. So that's pretty cool and all that stuff there. Let's get into the pre-show matches here of this event. Find it here. I'm looking at the wrong show. I almost went through the show that I reviewed last year, which was Dream Queendom 2023. So we don't need to be doing that here. One of the big difference from this year's show compared to last year's show, if I can bring up last year's show again, unlike last year, we did not have Natsupoi, we didn't have Nakano, we didn't have I think that's a lot. I actually think that's about it. This is off the first Dream Queen event where we don't have Utami Hayashishita and let me see, and Mirai and Julia. So this is also normally Dream Queendom is made invited by members of God's Eye. This is actually the first year that it's not eliminated by a God's Eye member, which I think is interesting. But we'll get to that when we get to that here. Let's talk about the opening match on the show, which was the tag team match between Yumi Mizuzori and Ai Sakurai. They took on the team of Chi-Chi and Matoi Hanabe. Hamade. Miss Matoi, I'll just call her that. For my predictions, I didn't do too bad, actually. I got quite a few right, outside of maybe two or three. Actually, I think I only got 3 matches wrong. But we'll still talk about them. This was fine for what it was. This was basically to help build towards New Year Dream, as Chi-Chi is going to defend her Sendai Girls Junior Championship against Aya Sakura. But Yumi Mizori got the win on Matoi here to get a little bit of, I guess, some sort of momentum going in, hopefully. It might have been Aya Sakura, I'm not really sure. But this is get Aya's some momentum going into the 3rd of January, which is very interesting. Actually, yeah, which is very interesting, and we'll see on that and stuff like that. Now after the match, we've seen not Matoi, we've seen Chi-Chi and Aya Sakura. They went face to face, tried to, I guess, build a little more tension to the championship match coming on the 3rd. Yes, like I said, she's going to be defending her title. As Blood Bunny points out, she's defending her Sendai Girls Championship on the New Year Dream New Year Dream show against Aya Sakura. By the way, I'm supporting Hate tonight. Well, technically a way to tie, but they had a outside of one match, and maybe another one. They had a pretty good night overall. We'll talk about that as well. So again, I thought this match was fine. Again, just gets a little bit of stuff going on for the championship match that's happening on the 3rd. A match I was not prepared to say holy shit on this match, because this match was, as I said in the description down below, probably the best, or probably the most likely the best pre-show Stardom match in history. That being Rina Yagami versus Sayaka Kurara. I was not expecting this match to be as fantastic as it was. This went to a time limit draw, which I'm perfectly fine with. This was the only match that went to a time limit draw, which I was very surprised that most of these. I thought quite a few of these matches would probably go to a time limit draw, but it happened to be the one of the first singles matches on the show. This one went to 15 minutes. This was so good. There were so many. Like, the match started off slow pace with a lot of chain wrestling, which I love to see. Bringing Yagami, a member of God's Eye. Well, God's Eye is kind of. There's a very interesting development in God's Eye that happened earlier on the show, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So yeah, there's some good stuff here. I really thought in some cases that Sayaka was going to get the win on this match here. I did predict going into the show that it was going to be Rina Yagami. I ended up not being wrong, but also not being right at the same time, because they went to a time limit draw, because neither won there. But I would love to see this match happen again down the road. Who knows? We'll see about that. By the way, there were some shows announced, which I probably will save until later on when we get to that ending of the show there. The first official match on the show was the Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Title match. Momo Watanabe and Tekla of Supreme Hate defended their titles against Wingori, Hanan, and Sayaka. Of course, how Wingori got this match was easily they won the Goddess of Stardom Tag League. So we got this match here. A lot of animosity being built towards towards Hanan and Tekla. Now, my prediction for this match was that Momo was going to walk out on Tekla going after all the stuff that was going on with, miscommunication. We did have that. We had once again Momo going to help out in this match, and she took the bat and was going to hit, I believe, Hanan with it. I think it was Hanan that ducked out of the way, and Tekla got decked in the chest. Now, I was hoping for some more. We didn't get it. It was somewhat of an anticlimactic ending, but it still was great. Hanan? No, it wasn't Hanan. It was Sayaka who got the win, I believe, over the pin. It was either Sayaka or Hanan that got the pin on Tekla to win the Goddess of Stardom tag titles. I was kind of hoping for after the match we had some bantering, bickering between Momo and Tekla. The funny thing is, and I could be wrong. I'll have to ask Jason this when it comes to the hate matches that we saw on Dream Queendom following this match. I don't recall seeing Tekla the rest of the night. Now, I could be wrong. I don't recall seeing her during the main event I think she was out there for the Syuri and Konami stuff, but as far as it contains to Maika and Tora, and then the main event, I don't recall seeing Tekla out there. I could be wrong, but it is interesting to me. But now here I thought we was like, well, Momo's got all night to do whatever she's gonna do. Now Momo actually played a part in quite a few moments in this show, and we'll talk about them when we get to that. But overall, I thought this was actually Tekla's best match that she's had since joining Hate. Wingori is great. Very happy to see Wingori as the champions. I would not be surprised if we see somebody like Devil Princess end up challenging Wingori for the tag titles. They got so many tag teams now. They got Crazy Star coming up at some point and all that stuff there. So yeah, very fun match. After the match, though, they did do a little rah-rah speech. Everything that I think. Let me see if I can find what they said in their promo. Let me see if we can find the promo. Let me see if I can find the promo. See, if I can find the promo, I should be good to go. Let me see. Let me look. Oh, here you go. Look for Mirror Wrestling. It might be easier if I can just find it through here. So let me look. Let me look for the promo here. I gotta go all the way to the start here. Give me quite a few minutes. Give me a few seconds here. I can look for what I need to look for here. So give me something. I know I should have had this one prepared here, but I didn't. Okay, so I don't actually have their promo. I thought I would have it, but I don't, unfortunately. But who else? But basically, it's celebrating the win and all that stuff here, and crowd loving eating every bit of it, which I thought was pretty good. So fun opening match. The main card, first title switch of the night, and but it was we'll get to that. Yeah. And we had a 3-way tag team match. It's like a 3-way 8-woman tag match, basically. We had EXV members Mina Shirakawa, Hanako, and Wakatikama, who just won, by the way, the new blood tag team titles, which I don't know if I fully agree with that decision, but it's either here or there. And Rion, they took up the team of Saki Kashima, Lady C, Hanan, and Tomika Inaba of God's Eye, and Hate's members of Hate, Rina, Asusa Inaba, Ryaka, and Fukuda Death. Mina Shirakawa got the W on Fukuda Death, which that was the second. I believe that was the second prediction I got wrong. I did have Hate winning this match. It would have made a lot more sense for Hate to win this match now because they did just lose the new blood tag team titles. So it would have just made sense to me. I don't know why they didn't do it, but it's whatever. But at least, you know, it was Fukuda Death and not, you know, Asusa or Rita. Because I think Stardom has some big plans for Rena in 2025. So we'll see in that end. But before the bell rang, obviously they were doing their introductions, and Hate obviously started going after Mina and all that stuff here. But a fine little tag match there. You know, I didn't think that if there was one match I could have done without on this show, it would be this one. But, you know, it's neither here or there. By the way, I did want to point out Gori did do the surprise attack during the introductions. Didn't waste any time on that one there. So there's that. By the way, I want to give my star ratings quickly. First of all, the tag match on the pre-show, I give that one a good solid 3 stars, 3/4 stars, I guess. There, I give this one a good 4-star. I give this one a good 3.5, almost 4 stars there with Rina Yagami and Sayaka Kurara. I give this one a same thing. I give this one a good solid 3.5, almost 4 stars for the tag team title match, and I give this one a good 3 stars here for the 3-way here. And then we got an 8-woman tag match. Neo Genesis members Azumi, Meisera, Suzuki, and Miyu Amazaki. They defeat the team of, which this is not one of my other ones I got wrong here, Mayu Itani Hazuki, Kokuma, and Momokogo. Momokogo ate the Ami Sushi to lose the match for her team. This match was mostly done to basically give us a little tease for the Azumi Mayu Tani match that's going to be taking place on Wrestle Kingdom January the 4th in the Tokyo Dome. Love seeing Suzuki, Meisera, and all them stuff getting their stuff there. And I love the little Kokuma ears things taught that Miyu Amasaki did, which I thought was very funny. Okay. Nice showcase for everybody involved here. But again, it was more done for Azumi and Mayu Iwatani. Which again, I thought Stardom was I really thought Hazuki was going to get the win on Meisera to, I guess, get a future rematch for the high speed title, but that didn't happen. So there is that. Next up, we had a grudge match of some sorts. In a single special match here, we have Sariano that took on Sendai Girls Mika Owada. This match was really, really good. I loved their last. I loved their last match that they had at Sendai Girls. where the Wonder of Stardom Championship was on the line. As we know, Mika Wara back in June at the conversion beat Sardiano to win the Wonder of Stardom Championship, and then went on a short reign to then lose it back to Sardiano. We were told by Walker Stewart and them that this was going to be the final match between the two. Sardiano got the win with the pottering, which is a great fucking move that I love. There were some nasty headbutts in this match, as one would expect with headbutts and shit. You know, with the Japanese strong style. They both. At one point, I thought that Sardiano busted her nose open. Didn't happen. It didn't. She didn't. But the way I believe one of the way one of the headbutts came off, it looks like it, but it wasn't obviously. But yeah, some good stuff there. After the match, we had a backstage segment. Oh, it wasn't a backstage segment. It was more of a. It was so. Mika Wada said in her post match interview, said, you know, I've listened to so many of your selfless requests. She's talking to Sardiano in the back, but after fighting today, I've come to think of something. Let me be selfish with just one thing. In 2025, I, Mika Wada, will appear before you, and I will be watching you, and I'll always be watching you. So you too should only have your eyes on Mika Wada. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mika Wada is a candidate to be a part of the 5-Star Grand Prix next year. I wouldn't be surprised if Mika Wada ends up signing with Stardom next year. I feel like she just fits being in the Stardom on the Stardom roster. She just fits like a glove, and I love it. It was the Battle of the Aura matches here. Obviously, I love that Xena, who was on commentary with Walker Stewart and Tom Farron, she said that Sardiano has aura, and she's absolutely correct on that, which I loved it. But very, very, very good match. I enjoyed it. I just won a good solid 4 star match here. I hopefully we'll see what's next for Mika Wada and Sardiano, who is, by the way, still 1/3 of the Artists of Stardom champions. So yeah. This next match is very, very weird. So I know a lot of people are upset with this match for the fact that it didn't last very long. And they were like, oh, well, the hate stuff and whatnot. Well, my thing is, so all right, so it was supposed to be a submission or KO, like an MMA rules type match here. It was Konami versus Syuri. This match was a big, I guess, built up match between these two, and so back at Sapporo, and disqualification finish. Obviously, when Konami, I guess, did disqualification finish, or whatever. And we were supposed to get the matches, but we didn't know if we were ever going to get the rematch. But the rematch was announced for Dream Queendom, and the bell rings, and Syuri kicks Konami in the head, well, not once but twice. Konami falls to the mat, and then all of a sudden, and just doesn't move, doesn't get it back up, and then all of a sudden, hate comes in to cause this disqualification, and at first I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was one of those people, like everyone online was like, when they did that, when they did the hate shenanigans and the DQ, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Right? Not again. And then I'm like, then I thought about it, and I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Where did Konami go off to? Because I went back to rewatch the moment that happened on the show, right? Which was Konami uh, doing her thing. Get like she gets knocked out, or not well knocked out, but let's see if we can find it here. So she gets kicked in the head, not once but twice, and she goes down. And I'm like, hold on a second. I don't think this was planned. Now somebody asked me, well, is this part of the storyline? I'm like, well, I don't think it is. The hate disqualification thing probably was going to happen. Well, not the disqualification, but hate coming in after the end of the match and doing this thing that they did in the debut. I think was going to happen regardless of what happened in the match. But then the DQ happened, and I don't think the DQ was supposed to happen. I think Konami got legitimately concussed and knocked out by Syuri. Because, and this is a credit to the camera work, and that whoever was working the camera feed on Stardom last night. When she went down and you saw the members of Hate come in, they focused on that, but never never showed Konami ever again. So I had some people telling me who was at the show. Jason didn't tell me this because I don't think I think he had some type of vantage point of this, but I did ask him about that, but he thinks that's what happened. So I was told by some certain people that doctors got into the ring to check on Konami, and guess who else checked on Konami? Toru Okada. And while this is going on, the camera is focused on this hate and God's Eye attack here. We see this new wrestler, formerly of GLEAT, show up. We'll talk about her in just a little bit, but we never see Konami again through the rest of the night. So, for all the people who were bitching and moaning about the spot, the way this went down, I don't think this was supposed to happen this way. I think what happened was an audible was called to do the DQ finish because Konami was in no way, shape, or form to continue the match. And the match only lasted 33 seconds. That's how knocked out she was, and maybe even hurt her shoulder. But I hope Konami is all right, because as of right now, she is not booked for that New Year Dream show. There's quite a few people who are not booked on that show. So I hope that's not the case. But what was the case, you had a former GLEAT UWF wrestler, Maya Fukudoka. Sorry if I butchered that last name. She showed up and asked to join Syuri's God's Eye. And she said, "I came to Stardom in search of the strength that only Stardom has. Ever since I entered the world of professional wrestling, I have admired Syuri. I have always admired Syuri's strength, and I want to learn strength from Syuri and become even stronger. Now, I don't know if she's officially a member of God's Eye or whatever, but she showed up, and I did come to find out she did wrestle Konami at the new blood, not new blood, blood sport show in Japan a few months ago. The one that Josh Barnett put on in Tokyo, I think it might have been in Osaka, but yeah, it was just very weird. It was a very odd uh, thing, you know. Like at first, when you think about it, it made people, you know, when you first think about it, it's kind of like, you know, I'm like, is this, what is this? More hate crap stuff, but I do think that Konami is, again, not hopefully seriously injured, but she did seem out for the loop. So hopefully she rests up well. Hopefully it's not too, you know, too serious. I hope we get an actual match between Syuri and Konami. Whatever it is, I don't know if you want to run the same stipulation back. And I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So I can't really give a star rating to this because I would have if it was an angle. Fuck you, Stardom, for doing it. But if it's not, then again, hopefully Konami rests up easily. So a match that I wasn't too sure how this match was gonna go about. That being Natsuko Tora versus Maika in a no disqualification match, which is quite funny when you really think about it, because we went from a match that ended in disqualification to a no disqualification match, which I thought was hilarious. But not the injury part, but just the mere fact that went from a disqualification to a no disqualification match, which is just the funniest shit. But this match ruled. Okay, this was what a hardcore match is supposed to be under no disqualification rules. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. So, like I said, I did watch World's End, and there was 2 matches on this show that I thought were better than the matches that were the 2 women's matches on World's End. This was one of those matches. This was the better hardcore match of the 2 shows that had hardcore matches, and that being I didn't think the Tijuana street fight between Thunder Rosa and Mariah May was all that great. This, on the other hand, this was fantastic. It didn't take too long for Maika to start bleeding. She came out in white pants, and she had a board of beer, cut open beer. Like it was like I guess the can's top was cut off or whatever, which looks disgustingly terrifying. There was like spots with everything here, Konami and not Konami, but one thing I mentioned this because the camera is cool, which is weird because they did a great job trying to cover for the Konami situation, and then they fucked it up in the next match by blatantly showing Maika getting cut open, getting bladed by Natsuko Tora. Why would you do that? What the fuck? But yeah, Maika bled all over the place. Probably shed more blood than Will Ospreay did, and we've seen a suplex off the top rope through this board with beer cans on it, and we've seen a lot of stuff here. We've seen the swanton from Toro with the barbed wire on it. We've seen just nasty stuff through this match here. There was a spot where it's like almost near the end of the match here, where Maika set up like this pile of weapons, like chairs and ladders and all that stuff here, and she set up another ladder, right? Where actually before we get to that, let's go to the table spot. So Natsuko Tora set up a table, had help from Momo Watanabe and I think Raka. It's Maika on top of it here, and I I thought this is one of the parts where I was like, is this where is this where Momo's gonna screw over Natsuko? I was saying it out loud, like she's gonna screw over Natsuko because I thought she was gonna pull Maika off of the damn table. No, Maika went through the table, a damn Japanese table. I'll tell you that. I think only got 2 count there. Then we had Maika. Well, first of all, at one point, I think it was Tom that said Rina handed something to Natsuko Tora, which I didn't see her do that. Which I thought was, the funny thing is, I love that actually she was just smiling the whole time, I don't know whether that was funny to me, but it was. So the black mist gets played. She sprays into Maika's face here. Maika at one point starts taking all these weapons that she brought into the ring, made a dog pile with it. Sets up a ladder. It looks like she was gonna like brainbuster or suplex or something off the top of the ladder. Natsuko reversed it. Momo got back in the ring. I guess handed her a dump Matsumoto signature trash can. Knocked her in the head with it. She fell onto this pile of debris that Maika herself set up. And that's when the Swanton bomb happened. Well, I think it was also a Death Valley driver combination, I guess. And believe it or not, Natsuko Tora got the win over Maika. This was a match I really thought Maika was going to win here. And then the more I thought about it, and I'm like, well, Natsuko needed the win more. And why does Natsuko need the win more? Well, because Natsuko is basically coming off of a 56 day run as the champion. And I just think, to be honest, she just needed to win more. Maika doesn't need the win. Maika is going to be a main eventer for years to come. She went, like you said, she went undefeated in the 5-star. She's a former world champion. She proved she was mega over in this match. By the way, on the show and in this match, she was mega over. She proved with this match, why she is what I dubbed her as the locker room leader of Stardom. She is the new ace of Stardom. When with Maya leave, somebody asked this question. Don't remember who it was, but it might have been Blood Money. I don't know. It was in a different stream. I think it might have been the Starcast Stardomcast stream. That who would become the new ace after Maya Iwatani eventually leaves. And I said, Maika. Maika is your new ace of Stardom. She's the locker room leader. I don't know many people in that locker room that would have done that match and done the stuff that she did in that match. I mean, maybe Momo. Momo's probably the only other one I could think of that would be all for that. But again, like I said, this was a much needed win for Natsuko Tora. What they do with her next, I do not know. We'll see. She does have a tag match on the 3rd. I believe she's wrestling. She's teaming with Zap and Matsumoto. She's going to take on Sardiano, Natsupoi, and Sayaka Kurara. So we'll see what's next for Matsumoto, Natsuko Tora after this week. But it is clear they're positioning not Toro as like the next Dump Matsumoto, because Dump Matsumoto, I believe, it might be retiring. Might be retiring next year. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, but yeah, this match was a good. This was a good 4.5 star match. I'm gonna give it there for this no disqualification match. Match of the night is coming up next. I know it's not. I know it wasn't going to main event. I'm actually glad. I'm actually glad it did main event, because what happened at the end of the show was fantastic. But Natsupoi defended the Wonder of Stardom Championship against the woman who actually earned the right to challenge for this title a couple months back when she beat Hazuki. To earn this number one contenders match. Starlight Kid, the current leader of Neo Genesis. My God, what do I say about this match that hasn't already been said? This match currently, if you let's go to cage match here. So cage match. So right now, this match on cage match of Natsupoi versus Natsupoi and Starlight Kid. This match currently sits at a 9.26 rating. This match was incredible. I loved this match. And I'm glad. And one of the things I loved about it, which is one of the reasons I recommend this match to anybody who didn't watch the show. The psychology of this match, Natsupoi going after the knee, or the arm rather, of Starlight Kid, the injured arm that Natsupoi has been working on throughout this month. Some of the matches that they had in the like tag matches and stuff. Natsupoi would go after the arm. Starlight Kid was also targeting the leg that I believe Natsupoi suffered a leg injury, a couple months ago, and Starlight Kid took advantage of it. There was everything. This match had everything, and I'm like very, very iffy when it comes to Natsupoi, right? So like, I think she's a phenomenal talent, in ring talent. Her character's kind of it's out there, but her matches that she has, that she tends to have, are nothing but beautiful matches, right? So my favorite Natsupoi match, I believe. If I'm mistaken here, I think my favorite match that she's had. Well, So my favorite Natsupoi match is actually people who see my Twitter feed. I joke about the Nakano stuff. Like, I think she's a great in ring talent. Just again, I can't stand her booking, right? But that aside, my favorite Natsupoi match is the steel cage match that her and Tam Nakano had, I believe. Let me see how long ago that was. Yeah, so that was the show in Nagoya back in, what is it? 2022 of June 2022. Yeah, that was I love that match. It's again my favorite Tam Nakano. Well, it was my favorite Natsupoi match until this one. And again, the psychology was great here. There was several versions of the stretch muffler by Starlight Kid where Natsupoi was screaming in agony. I was like, there were parts of the stretch muffler where I'm like, oh, just tap. Just tap already. It's like, it's not worth it to lose your legs, man. But she didn't. She got to the rope. I do love the fact that, and this is something I wish other companies would do. I know, what was it? It was a Kevin Owens match. I don't remember which Kevin Owens match it was, but Kevin Owens had a match, and it might have been a John Cena match. I don't know. He had his finger, and he just placed it on top of on the bottom rope, and it was called the rope break. I'm like, no. What I loved about this, and I think with Daichi, that was the oh my god, who was it? The fucking referee. That's what I can't think of the word for some reason. He saw that Natsupoi had the little bit touched the arm rope, but he couldn't break it. He wasn't going to break it because she didn't fully grab the ropes. And when she did, that's when the referee called it. Cut it off there. Natsupoi would have the arm breaker onto Starlight Kid to add more, pressure to that arm. Also, obviously, Starlight Kid would get to the bottom rope with her legs. We've seen several tiger suplex attempts by Starlight Kid, and she almost got a 3 on a few of them. Natsupoi with her knee, and I love that this was a factor here, that Starlight Kid, after going after the knee, Natsupoi was having trouble climbing at the top rope because Starlight Kid went after her knee, and she hit her. Oh my god, what is it? I forgot what she calls it, but it was like a twisted bliss of some sort, kind of. But she landed on her knee, and she couldn't make the cover. And then near the end of it, we saw Starlight Kid hit the tiger suplex, beautiful tiger suplex, 4-3, and Starlight Kid finally, after so many years, has won the Wonder of Stardom Championship, and I couldn't be happier. This was the right decision. I know. Natsupoi only had the title for a good 155 days. 155 days isn't actually a bad run with the title. It's a better run than what they did with Sardayano the second time, and Tam Nakano, and obviously Mina Shirakawa. But it was time for Starlight Kid to win the championship. First I thought Starlight Kid was the youngest person to win the title. That was Momo Watanabe when she won it at 18 years old. But again, fantastic match. This match is a 5-star match all the way. This is one of the matches that was the matches I was telling you about that's going to make the 2025 match year end awards match of the year. This incredible Wonder of Stardom Championship match between Starlight Kid and Natsupoi. What's next for Natsupoi? I don't know. That's a good question. We'll see. I wouldn't mind them if they do a rematch and Starlight Kid gets the rematch there. I could see, and I know a lot of people thought about it, brought this idea up. I'm not even mad that she had 2 title defenses. It's she had a better, like I said, at least her run was better than Tam and Mina and Sordy's last title run that she had. But I mentioned Soriano. I would not be opposed to seeing Starlight Kid wrestle Soriano for the title, and not Soriano, Starlight Kid get her win back over Soriano after Soriano beat her. When was that? When was that match? Let me look here. Let me do some looking here. Starlight Kid. Can't apparently spell today. Starlight Kid, Soriano. Or Soriano. When did they do that match? Okay, so they did that match back in February. That was a wow. Where Sariano beat her to the championship. That was back in February at what show was that? The 13th anniversary show, Supreme Fight. Oh, yeah, this is So that's when Maika. Yeah, and this is like not long after they fired Rossi Oga. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Soriano get our Starlight Kid get her win back over Soriano. But somebody asked a very good question. Who should be the one to dethrone? I know everybody asks, as soon as somebody wins a championship, the first question out of somebody's mouth is, who do you think is going to dethrone this person? First question out of all people's mouth when Natsupoi, not Natsupoi, Starlight Kid win the championship is, who's going to dethrone her? Well, there's only one person in my mind that should be dethroning Starlight Kid, and I don't want to see this match happen as long if the title's not on the line. If the title's not on the line, do not book this match, Mr. Okada. I don't know when we do it. I don't know how we get there. When it happens, whatever. Person who should be being Starlight Kid for said championship is the woman who tore her mask up just a few minutes, just back at oh my! If I can find the match. The number one contender match here. Yeah, right here. It was back at Nagoya fight. Right? Which was the number one contenders match. That being Hazuki. Hazuki should be the one to be dethroning Starlight Kid. I don't know how we get there, when we get there. The match for the white belt should be Hazuki versus Starlight Kid. Exactly, Blood Bunny. Hazuki should be the one defeating Starlight Kid. And you need to get, that has to be the direction. Right? It doesn't make, no one else makes sense. Would I love to see somebody else dethrone her? Sure. But based on the stuff that's happened on Stardom shows, it just makes sense for it to be Hazuki. But other than that, I thought this match was fantastic. 5 stars. And I actually have some words, transcript words. But Starlight Kid said to Natsupoi, she obviously, said some stuff here. After the match, Natsupoi hands over the title to Starlight Kid. They're both in tears. Obviously, this is Starlight Kid's first major. I'm sure she had the high speed in the future championships, but this is the first major championship she's had. Because the Wonder of Stardom championship is just as important, if not more, than the World of Stardom title. This is, if you're a New Japan fan, you would, and if you know about the New Japan, the IWGP Intercontinental title, that's what the Future Stardom, not Future Stardom, the Wonder of Stardom title is about. After then she as Natsupoi was leaving, Starlight Kid says, Natsupoi, wait, you're a very important rival to me, so I will never lose to you. So earlier today, Starlight Kid, I said in a press conference, said, since I have this belt, I want to make it shine the brightest whenever it's the ranking of the belts or in various Grand Prix matches. I want to fight in a way that doesn't lose to other champions, in a way that doesn't lose to other champions or even the men. I can't lose to Kamitani or the red belt. So, so again, congratulations, well deserved to Starlight Kid. Now, the only two people in Neo Genesis doesn't have a title currently is Azumi. Hopefully, I'm hoping that changes at Wrestle Kingdom, and when Azumi wins that championship, the only person next to win a title should be Suzuki. So we'll see in that front here. I wouldn't mind seeing Suzuki go after the IWGP title or the Strong Style. So we'll see. Main event time. World of Stardom Championship match. Nakano defending against Sayaka Kamitani, the rumor, which I still don't think it was ever the plan, but that's just me. The ideal was this main event happening last year. I don't think this was ever the planned match at all. I don't think Tam. I don't think Tam was going to walk in the Dream Queen last year as champion anyway. That's just me. If I'm being honest, the right main event happened last year with the right story. I always say this. Whatever the biggest story is that year should be your main event of your biggest show of the year, right? So, like WrestleMania 39, right? I'll give this one as a great example here. Everyone was catering for Charlotte and Rhea to go on last on night one, right? Now, granted, their match at WrestleMania 39 was fantastic. However, the story going into it was not. The match that went on last was the hottest story going into that show, and that was the Bloodline stuff, which is why Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos for the tag titles was chosen as night one's main event. Much like this year, Cody Rhodes going on to challenge Roman Reigns was the hottest story at the time. And went on last. And we're talking about Stardom's Dream Queendom last year. The hottest story going into that show for the past few months was Maika versus Suzuki, everything that was going on with them. And I saw no reason for that match, any other match other than that one to close Dream Queendom. I'm glad that went on for the title. I'm glad that the finals for the obviously both the Gods of Stardom and 5-star. But again, right here now, the whole thing with Tam Nakano and Sayaka Kamitani was the biggest story going on in Stardom this year. In wrestling, storyline wise, not the stuff that happened behind the scenes, and I'm glad that this went on last. This match was it a 5-star masterpiece, a classic? No. This was your entertainment wrestling match, which was still great, but it wasn't your mat classic like the previous match with Natsupoi and Starlight Kid. This match was great. I loved some of the stuff in here. I was surprised they did the hanging spot from the balcony, and I tell you what, when I saw Kamitani go to the top of the balcony, I'm like, girl, don't you even think about it. She almost gave me a damn near heart attack jumping off the damn balcony, because we don't need a repeat of what happened last year's 5-star opening. Thankfully, it was more people down there for her to catch her. That's all I cared about on that end. But mostly, I would say Tam Nakano mostly got the shit kicked out of her in this match here. got not very much offense in this match. Though there was a nasty uh, uh, fucking German from Pam onto Saya on the ring apron where she just missed the ring apron completely and Saya went to the floor. We almost got to count out victories here. That didn't happen though. My favorite spot in this entire match was freaking Saya Kamitani doing the damn Bryan Danielson faking an injury or faking a medical issue spot, because she went down and I'm like, at first I thought like, you're kidding me, don't tell me she's hurt already. I bought it. So did Tam Nakano, because she started being like, oh no, what do I do? Oh no, what do I do? Saya Kamitani played her ass like a goddamn fiddle, and it was great because that's what gave the opening for Saya to hit her. Oh my god, what is it? I don't even know what she calls that move, but not one. She hit it not once or twice, and she hit it a third time, and Saya Kamitani pins Tam Nakano to win the World of Stardom Championship. And my favorite part of this entire match happened afterwards, where we see a crying Tam Nakano being forced, to put the title around the waist of Saya Kamitani. And by the way, for the majority of the match, the fans were chanting for Saya Kamitani. It's kind of hard to boo this version of Saya Kamitani. It's Star Crusher. Thank you. I couldn't remember. I knew it was something Crusher. I couldn't remember what the name of it. She had the Star Crusher. I believe that's her new finisher. Or she might have had it previously. But anyway, thank you, Blood Money, for that one. She made this woman sob like a motherfucking bitch. It was great. I loved it. Such a heel. For the majority of this match, she was over. I tried to tell people when Saya Kamitani turned heel. First, I thought it was like going to be a short-term thing, but I also said, give it a chance. Give Saya Kamitani as a heel a chance. Don't shit on it just because it's not what you wanted. Don't shit on it because you don't think Saya can play a heel. She's playing a cocky heel, and people love it. People are eating it up. There's a reason why her merchandise goes out. It sells out. It's working. This heel character is working, right? And I love it. And now, what do we do now? Well then, this is where my fantasy booking comes into play here. Whether or not she wins the 4-way at Dynasty should not affect what happens next, because I tweeted out. I don't think I did tweet it, but I did. Actually, I think I did tweet it. Let me see. Let me see. Did I tweet this out? I did tweet this out. I said, heel Saya Kamitani versus babyface Momo Watanabe for the red belt is going to be special when it happens. I think a lot of people said, well, they're going to have save it for Maika or whatever. Sure, do the Maika match and have Saya beat Maika. Get Saya get her revenge back for the anniversary show. Do that. You can also do, I don't know, Saya versus somebody else, I guess. Do Saya versus Natsupoi and get a win over Natsupoi there. But I think either if you want to do it at All Star, or if you want to wait until the 5-star Grand Prix finals or whatever, or Dream Queendom, you do the Saya Kamitani Momo Watanabe match with Momo after Momo Watanabe has either been ousted or just turns her back on hate. Because I keep going back to that image, that image of actually I have that image. I have a said image in my save files here. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Blood Bunny knows which image I'm talking about. But it's this one right here. This image right here. The whisper, not heard around the world. All we know is Momo Watanabe back in June. I think this was June, prior to the conversion, whispered something into Saya Kamitani's ear, and every time they are both asked about it, neither person wants to say what it is. Nobody's like, it's none of your business. I want not here. Now, I wouldn't care that much if I wouldn't make it a big deal about it if they didn't have a camera right on this moment, and again, people asking Momo and Saya about it in interviews. But the fact that they had a camera on them recording it and took a photo to tell you this was on purpose. They don't do this. This wasn't done by accident. So I think the person who should be dethroning Saya Kamitani is the person who turned her back on her, Azumi, and the members of Queen's Quest. That being Momo Watanabe, a babyface Momo Watanabe. I think if we're gonna do this whole, savior of stardom situation here, if you want to do that, I think the person who should be doing that isn't Maika, isn't Suzu Suzuki, isn't Starlight Kid, isn't Azumi, even though that'd be a great story too, or Hazuki or Mayu Itani, who most likely won't even be in Stardom by the time we get to this storyline anyway. This part here, anyways. It's Momo Watanabe. Because if you've noticed the past number of months, there's this bizarre attitude change in a way from Momo Watanabe. Like, you go back to the conversion, like I said, you did the whole tease thing there, you did all that stuff here. But then we go into the 5-star Grand Prix, right? And originally when I did my predictions for that, and I was talking about this with Jason, I said the 5-star Grand Prix. I said I was convinced that Momo Watanabe was going to go to the finals. Because in my mind, I thought Saya Kamitani was going to win the red belt before we got to Dream Queendom, or no. Okay, so no. When we got to the 5-star Grand Prix, in my mind that Natsuko Tora was going to be the champion going into Dream Queendom. Obviously, that didn't happen. But during said 5-star Grand Prix, Momo lost all of her matches outside the match with Tam Nakano. But in those other matches, hate basically cost her every one of those matches because of the interference. While she wanted nothing to do with it, she wanted to win her way, and her way was she was able to when she beat Tam Nakano. She did it by herself, no help, on her own. With the pad, of course, but she did it on her own with no help from anybody else. And when we see these instances with her accidentally hitting Natsuko Tora, and I think maybe she hits Saya Kamitani too, Tekla, who got most of this beating from her. Well, not beating, but you know what I meant. But again, I think it's going to be Momo Watanabe versus Sayaka Kamitani. That's where we're going to head with this. And I hope Momo Watanabe. I could actually see them do this. How they would I listen? I think this is also the reason why they took the titles off of. Well, one of the reasons they took the titles off of Hate Supreme because I think Tekla's almost on her way out, but I feel like they've got big plans for Momo Watanabe in 2025. So that is what I'm thinking. Now Stardom announced some other shows. They announced that they're going to be doing the All Star Grand Queendom next year in the same venue. I think it's April 27th. There was also some other. They also announced the Cinderella tournament by early pick to win the Cinderella tournament. I have two names. Depending on, well, I don't know. Okay, I know Jason's like really convinced about the whole Ami Saray thing, but I don't think Ami Saray is going to be back in time for the Cinderella this year or in 2025. So let me look at I know my first name, but I'm not gonna actually announce my first name yet. I'm gonna give the one that if I can remember who the other one was. So I have one or two winners here in mind. One of them being Hazuki, because Hazuki has yet to win any tournament in Stardom. Okay, I'm not counting the money ball. I mean like legitimate it matters tournament, that being the 5-star Grand Prix and the Cinderella. I don't think she's ever winning the 5-star Grand Prix at this point. However, a Cinderella tournament win for Hazuki is not out of the realm of possibility. It's still not out of the ballpark. She is one name that I have in mind for winning the Cinderella tournament. The other one being the one who won Most Improved Wrestler of 2024, that being Ranna. Now, would I think Ranna do I think Ranna should go immediately into like a Wonder of Stardom championship match? I don't know. That's to say. Personally, let's see. Let's look at the Cinderella tournament winners here. Let's go to all right, because I know Hanan won it. So all right. So let's look at the past winners here, right? So obviously the past winners mostly go after the Wonder of Stardom championship. The first two to actually go after the world were Maya Fukuda and Toni Storm, but everyone else went after the Wonders of Stardom. Obviously, Momo Watanabe, Arisa Hoshiki, Julia, not Tam Nakano. I'm surprised Tam Nakano has never won the Cinderella tournament. Sayaka Kamitani, Mirai, and Hanan. I wouldn't be opposed to Ranna winning the Cinderella tournament, and then that's how she gets her high-speed championship match. Like, nothing in the rule book states that the winner of the Cinderella tournament needs to go after the two big titles. Because look at the five. Let's look at the 5-star Grand Prix, right? Because obviously, all right. So let me look at the 5-star Grand Prix. So the 5-star Grand Prix, only two winners. Only one winner has challenged 5-star Grand Prix. Only two winners have challenged for not the World of Stardom titles. That being Io Shirai in 2014, challenged teamed with Maya Fukuda to challenge for the tag titles against Kairi and Nana Takahashi, and then Maya Fukuda in 2018 challenged Momo Tanabe for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. But normally it's for that. There's no set rules that say that the winner of the Cinderella tournament has to challenge for the Wonder of Stardom title or the World of Stardom title. So I wouldn't be surprised or mad if Rena wins the Cinderella tournament and she challenges May Sarah or whoever the high speed champion is at the time. It should still be May Sarah, and we do Rena versus May Sarah for the high speed title, and that's how we get the winners there. But what do I think is going to main event All Star? I do think they may pull the trigger on Maika versus Sayaka Kamitani there, and Sayaka get her win there. Because I don't know if they want to. I don't know if they want to pull the trigger yet on the Momo babyface turn. We know it's coming. Like it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of when. But they did add out some other type of a new unit tournament or something like that. Walker mentioned this on commentary. I don't know what the hell that he was talking about, but I'm like, are they doing like a draft sort of in like tournament form? I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, that was Dream Queendom overall, and a very enjoyable show. Highlights of the show was obviously the Wonder of Stardom title match, the no disqualification match. I quite enjoyed Sardiano and Miko Wara, and I also enjoyed the tag match, the tag title match, and the Rini Yagami Sayaka Kurara match. I did love the post match stuff with Sayaka Kamitani, which was fantastic. Hopefully Konami is all right. But overall, very fun show, through and through. Let me know what you guys thought, whether it's in the live chat or in the comments down below. Did you enjoy Stardom's Dream Queendom 2024? Will you be watching the New Year Dream Show? I will not. I will be back here on, what is it? What day is that? Friday? I will be back here. Oof. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It depends. Because that's interesting because it's also SmackDown. So I might either tie in the SmackDown stuff with it or not. I'll let you guys know. But Stardom. But I'll be mostly covering Marty Gold's first Dream show. Not first Dream. Yeah, first Dream show where Syuri will defend her world championship against the winner of their Dream Star tournament, Utami Hayashishita. And then we got Wrestle Kingdom the next 2 nights. Wrestle Kingdom 19 and Wrestle Dynasty. I will hopefully be back here for those shows as well. Tomorrow is Monday Night Raw. The final Monday Night Raw on broadcast television, or cable television, of all, in general. It's going to be the last Raw on television in general, because they moved to Netflix the following week to be a big ass show. The only match we know, the matches we do know for tomorrow, we do know the semifinals for the Intercontinental Championship are going to be decided. Zoe Stark versus Dakota Kai, and Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria. I'm picking Lyra Valkyria to beat Io Sky, and I must say Julia, and who's the other one? Dakota Kai to beat Zoe Stark, and I think Lyra Valkyria is going to win the whole thing, because I think I broke the story on Twitter a few days ago that one of the planned matches for WrestleMania 41 is indeed Rhea Ripley defending the Women's World Championship against Io Sky. Right now, the plan is for Rhea Ripley to dethrone Liv Morgan in one way or another. Io is either winning the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber at this point. Whichever one, I don't care as long as you get Io Rhea at WrestleMania. Also on that show, Damian Priest is going to team with the War Raiders to take on the Judgment Day, and I Cannot wait for this fucking feud to be over with. We're getting there. The last match of the female side of the Judgment Day, it ends on January 6th. So, yeah. Other than that, I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. This is your Stardom, Queendom review. Please hit the like button, comment down below, all that stuff here. Out now on Bandcamp is Iron Rose's new album, Steamheart Chronicles. I tried to say Dream Star Chronicles at the same time, and I butchered that completely. My bad, Yumi. Don't hate me for that. Until then, I've been Matt the Misfit. See you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. Until then, you're out. Hope you had a very nice Christmas. Hope you guys have a very, very happy and safe New Year's Eve and New Year's Day night.